darkness, light. Wait, that's crazy. I didn't even mean for that to happen. Okay, let's watch the show. Yo, what is up, everybody, and welcome back to React Andy. Tonight we're on episode 4 of Zoku Owarimonogatari. How was that? Now we already got all the rolled R's out of the way, so we can just be normal for the rest of the episode. What a nice surprise. What happened in the last episode? That's a great question. So, episode 3. This kind of look like a banana or like a smiley face. You know what I'm saying? These little couches here. Interesting. Wait, this is kind of nice color palette, the way they like synchronize. Okay. Let's lock in. What happened on this last episode? That is a great question. So, we're in the mirror world. What's up, Kombaru? We got a couple things going on here, okay? Big question, why are we here? What's even the point? That's my biggest question. Still, that one is still up in the air. That one is still a tumultuous one. Secondary questions, secondary things that we're a lot more confident are going to actually happen is A, we're going to be dealing with human Shinobu or human kiss shot. Next episode, right? That's what we'll be seeing here. I mean, we're pretty. That's where we're opening up. I'm almost certain because that's where the episode 3 ended. Masculine Ogi is in the OP, so we're expecting a masculine Ogi, and then what's the third thing? Kombaru's mother, right? So I think it was probably gonna be in that order because there's 3 more episodes, so it'll probably be like first half of this next one is Shinobu into Ogi, and then Ogi into Kombaru's mom, and then Ogi is maybe the person that comes with us to help us get past Kombaru to get to Kombaru's mom. And then final episode, Kombaru's mom, we figure something out, bada boom, bada bang, big revelation. Something like that. Not 100% sure, but that's kind of our roadmap, I'm guessing, you know? Based off the OP, based off of just where the episode's kind of leading, right? Because remember there was that one scene where it was like, make sure you take somebody with you or I think it was, did Black Hanakawa say that, or did Hachikuji say that? I forget who exactly said it. I think it was Black Hanakawa said it. But yeah, so that's kind of the roadmap of where we're going to go. What about where we just were last episode? Another great question. So basically this episode's like a couple chunks. First chunk, big, like, Araragi exposition dump on, like, what each of the mirrored characters are, like, explaining each of the mirrored characters we've seen so far. And then we got a little bit of Hachikuji dialogue, this idea that maybe there is a subconscious Araragi running around in the real world, which is a somewhat worrying thought, right? That, because, you know, it's like, oh, I don't want somebody that is me to be, like, taking control of my life. It's like, yo, my consciousness is kind of here to regulate things for a reason, right? So I wouldn't really want to let subconscious me out of the pen too much. So I could understand that being a potential problem. None other than Oshi no Ogi, right? And then we got a little bit of Sodachi, which Sodachi spits the craziest bar, right? We can only vaguely know ourselves. Our futures are blurred, accuracy is lost. Which is honestly, dude, this is what I've appreciated about Sodachi in this arc. Because, dude, this arc's weird. I'm gonna be real. This arc is very strange, okay? Like, it's like a scale of oddity that I think we've only really ever seen before with the time travel thing. Right? Where it's like, we're in like a different world and the characters are so different. But this, like, is so much, I don't know, it's it being a reflection, did they use the word inversion, of the characters that we know. I feel like it's, like, and there's so many more characters that we're talking about. It's not just, like, grown-up Hachikuji. Makes it, like, it feels even bigger in scale than Kabuki was, even if Kabuki was similar. Kabuki's the time travel one, right? I think so. So it's just kind of strange in that way. But this is why Sodachi's kind of the GOAT. What, are you surprised? Because she comes in and she throws in a little bit of this, like, ambiguity and, like, doubt. Right? That's kind of what I've been getting off of her. Especially episode 2, bro. Where she, right here, and yet for some reason it feels like one big lie or something like that. This all feels like one big lie, right? Like, and she's talking about, like, the familial stuff, experience she's had as, like, being raised as if she was an Araragi, you know? And then this next episode, she throws in this, like, this line about how, like, the objects in the mirror aren't perfect reflections. A little bit of light is absorbed. We lose a little bit of feature. So it's like this uncertain self-knowledge thrown in, which then is like, Araragi is the person that, like, is from the other side. So for him to be here, and then we get a kind of a direct thing about how, like, looking in the mirror isn't a perfect reflection. It's like, well, it throws a little bit of ambiguity and doubt into like where we're even at, which I really appreciate, because I think that's really interesting to throw in with the arc. And I've talked about that, I think, at length enough, so I won't relabor my points. But like, Sodachi basically the goat for that. Not surprised. Then we had Ononoki Yap for like a million years, and then we pulled up to Shinobu's house, which is the cram school, but it's a castle. One thing I wanted to talk about is I rewatched this beginning chunk, because like it's just pretty important to just remember like what each of the inversions are. And like I think I like something, and I kind of mentioned this last time, but it's very I think I got it explicit in my head now. What's so crazy to me about like the Hanakawa situation, where like what I want to see, or what I'm curious about seeing, is if the mirror Hanakawa, this Hanakawa, like right here, is she just straight up black Hanakawa, or is she just a Hanakawa that turns into black Hanakawa? The reason I throw that out is like in the OP here, we do see I think we see her as like not just straight up a, where is it? That's Ogi. Was she one of the first ones? I think she was one of the first ones, actually. Let me just run it back. I think we see her not in Black Hanakawa form. So I'm kind of like curious, are we going to actually see that or not? And I think that might be like a really big, that's I think a really big distinction for me. Let's see, that's Sengoku. Oh wait, no, it's later, I guess, because that's Kambaru's mom. That's Kambaru. That's Hachikuji. That's Ogi. That's Ononoki. That's Sengoku. We're really playing like Pictionary. Come on. This is the sisters. There we go. See what I mean here? So like, wait. Run it back just a little bit so I can get it clean in my head. Yeah. So the mirror version on the left, not the silhouette version, but the mirror version, right? That's actually like full color. That's the mirror people, right? Because Karen's shorter here, right? So notice though for Hanakawa, it's what looks like maybe even a young Hanakawa. She looked kind of young here, but maybe it's just the beret doing action. Well, it doesn't help that Hanakawa in the reflection is like 10 feet tall, but we don't see black Hanakawa right here, right? So I'm kind of curious if like maybe it's not that she's just straight up like what is said here? Well, it's just pretty much, that's the thing though, that doesn't really line up with what Araragi says pretty straight up. So maybe I should just drop the idea, because it's like in the OP we don't see black Hanakawa as the reflection, right? The silhouette is black Hanakawa, which is also kind of strange now that I think about it, because the silhouette is supposed to be like the real world, what we've seen, right? Like if we're gonna go with the subconscious thing, like the silhouette is the consciousness, the full color is the subconsciousness, right? For Hanakawa, why is the silhouette have cat ears? Like she no longer metal catting, right? I mean, like she does, like she's synced up with the metal cat, or like with black Hanakawa, I should say, but like she's not actually like black catting. So I don't know. That's maybe an interesting thing. But yeah. Okay. I got a little distracted by that. But yeah. Back to this. Well, okay. So what he pretty much explicitly says though, that the black Hanakawa as the other side of Hanakawa, the side that the virtuous girl repressed, is this what we are seeing, right? So no, that's straight up black Hanakawa, right? The other side of Hanakawa Tsubasa. This is Hanakawa Tsubasa. This is the other side, right? Yin yang. He straight up says the oddity. So he is saying that like the subconscious of Hanakawa is black Hanakawa is the metal cat. Which, like, I think the best, like, the most charitable read I can give to that, I think, that, like, makes sense to me, is something like, that the only, like, because then I'm asking, what about Tsubasa Tiger, right? That's, like, because I kind of thought that was kind of Tsubasa Tiger, because is kind of the thing that dealt with this in a lot of ways, you would think. Well, does she ever do the cat ears when she's got tiger stripes? No, right? Well, because I'm thinking way back when she oh my goodness, I'm like flashbacking all the way to Tsubasa Tiger, because she was looking like black Hanakawa, I think, when she was dealing with the tiger, and like Araragi pulled up. So maybe it's more like that. But okay. Basically though, that the difference between pre and this is the charitable read. This is the charitable read of like what the difference is, what Tsubasa Tiger did, right? It would be something like the difference between pre-Tsubasa Tiger and post-Tsubasa Tiger Hanakawa is that pre-Tsubasa Tiger, she was split into herself and then Oddity's self, right? Divided. And then post, she still has the division because there's the subconscious consciousness distinction that's very clearly made here, but instead of it being two separate things, it's two separate things together. And see, I can't even, I don't know, man. It doesn't make sense to me. You know what I mean? Like I thought the entire like what I think with and this all let me just throw this out real quick. It all is reflected by Kombaru. I think Kombaru makes a lot more sense to me in a way that Hanakawa doesn't, right? Because with Hanakawa, I'm thinking like originally she was turning into Metal Cat form because she like had her like normal experience, her like consciousness or like her surface level or whatever you want to say that had all this, pure whiteness, right? But then she was, in her core, she was hiding away all the stress or whatever and then cut it out and put it to the side, right? And so I guess that, yeah, this would be the charitable read, is that instead of it being cut out and put to the side and then developing into Black Hanakawa, it's still completely there, but now it's just in her core. But it's like, what's kind of the difference other than it just manifesting as an oddity? Like, I don't know. I guess it goes into like the way that like you can read oddities in this show so much, where like I feel like a lot of you can do a lot of work being like, oh, the oddity is like an analogy for XYZ, right? And so for Hanakawa, it's like repressed feelings, how they all will burst out or whatever that are done in the pursuit of perfection, something like that, right? Like that makes a lot of sense to me, even if you just see it like purely as an analogy. And so when we ended Tsubasa Tiger, right, and she assimilated with each of the different selves, right, and then it's manifested in her hair, right? No longer is it like I have the white on top and the dark center that is either inside of me that then manifests as Black Hanakawa or outside of me. Now it's striped hair. It's like, it's all the way on top. It's all on top now, right? I almost just made a joke about sex. Don't do that. Focus! Like, my goodness, man. Instead of... See, I lost my train of thought. But it's like, yeah, I feel like post Tsubasa Tiger, it's like split, but... Or it's not split, it's like conjoined. It's all on the surface, right? In a way that pre-Tsubasa Tiger, the entire issue was that it was being divided, right? And so now, and then it was being divided, and then it was manifested as Black Hanakawa, and that's kind of the connection there. So now, when we're looking at like this, it feels like we're divided again. That's what confuses me. That's what's like not making it work for me, man. Because it's like now instead of the division being some sort of like, I don't know, I've cut out the emotions versus I have the emotions, but now I just regulate them purely to my subconscious. That's what it feels like the difference is, and that doesn't feel like much of a difference. In the same way that's like, okay, like coming out of Tsubasa Tiger, I thought we kind of through dealing with the oddities dealt with the root cause somewhat. I thought that was the analogy kind of like followed over, that like when we assimilated Tsubasa Tiger, when we assimilated Black Hanakawa, no longer were we like separating all the stress and keeping it bottled up on some different level. Now we were actually like dealing with it consciously, no more aversionized Andy, no more anything crazy like that. Like now it's a very like it's manifest in our hair. It's like conjoined with us, right? And so to see it here where it's like conscious versus subconscious, it's this division again. And so the division doesn't make sense to me. It makes me think that the difference in, like, if I just kind of take this like purely at like face value, then it makes me think that Hanakawa didn't actually change nearly as much as I thought she did, which is kind of sad because she's my goat, right? And so it makes me think that like, oh, I guess it's not that she has, reached a new level of like character growth or whatever, and she's like dealt with some of the traumatic stuff in her past and is like kind of become a new person that's very comfortable with who she is, blah blah blah. It's like less of that, and it's more like, okay, well now it's not manifesting as an oddity, but she's still divided in herself, and it just kind of like we keep going. You know what I mean? So it's very. It got me worried about my girl Hanakawa, I guess, right? Just to take this at face value, it makes me think that like she's still doing some of the root cause issues that led to Black Hanakawa, i.e., pushing all her stress down or whatever and not actually dealing with it, because that's apparently what's going on in her subconscious, and Black Hanakawa is manifesting again, if we take that at face value. So that is all one thing, right? That's just some scattered mumbo jumbo about Hanakawa. And then Kanbaru I think is a really interesting reflection that makes a lot more sense to me, right? Because the most important thing is, bro, she's got the monkey paw still. Like, in the normal world, she's still monkey pawed out, right? Like, she very explicitly has not dealt with the oddity yet, right? That gets done way later in Monogatari, right? So, whereas with Hanakawa, that was the entire like thing of Tsubasa Tiger, is like no longer is, well, I guess, is she in like a, she's not like a half oddity, right? She's fully human, right? She just got tiger stripe hair? Or am I tripping? Is she fully dealt with? I kind of like thought we had kind of like somewhat solved it. Not to say that it's like you just solve it and it's done, because that's, that's naive, but like it felt like a completely different level compared to Kanbaru, who still has the monkey paw, right? So for her to still be hung up on this makes like a ton of sense, because her oddity is still there. So the analogy like still holds. Whereas with Hanakawa, I kind of thought that the oddity part was kind of solved, which would then lead to, like you would think that the issues that the oddity was like associated with would also be somewhat solved, but that's not really what we're saying. So that's my right? Either Hanakawa is less of a goat and is got more problems, and now they're not just, we've made some progress maybe, but it's less than I thought, or there's a bunch of weird mumbo jumbo going on in this mirror world. I don't know, shout out Sodachi, who keeps throwing in little bits of, accuracy is lost, this all feels like a big lie, right? My goat. Maybe there's some weird stuff going on that, like, you can worm your way out of some of these statements, But, yeah, that's kind of what's going on there. And then a lot of the other characters make enough sense that I don't really get hung up on it. Yeah. Though, what's really interesting to me about the Hachikuji example? It's not just that her age is, like, because it's like, oh, she has a temperament concealed under the guise of a little girl was a temperament of an adult woman. It's also interesting because their roles as Araragi and Hachikuji like completely changed too. Like they start doing each other's roles, where like now she was like harassing him, So it's weird because like I guess in one way it's like they're doing the same thing, so it is very Hachikuji, but it's so strange that they're role reversed, because then it feels like it's the opposite. It's almost like opposite of Hachikuji, but like no. Like, I don't know. I think it's interesting, but I kind of like that, though, because it is still the same games and dances and, whatever. So it's still got, like, all that same, like, playful characteristic. It's just for them to, like, be doing it the other way, I guess that is, like, that kind of follows with the age diff, I guess. Where it's, like, at least we still got the through line of them doing the whole, like, playing with each other, pause type stuff, right? So, I don't know. Yeah. What else is even going on here? Sodachi just yapping. This, like, whole thing, she just doesn't, dude, this just is not my girl, bro. Who is this? You know what I mean? She's my girl because she's spitting crazy bars, but this is just so strange to me, bro. Like, this, like, you're not Karen. I'm sorry, you're not Karen. Like, wait, is that panty lines? I think those are... Like, are you kidding me? Oh, it's muted. You know what I mean? It's just it's very strange to me. It's very strange to me. Yeah, Araragi's hair really went wow. But that's kind of the point, is that it's very strange. But Ononoki flips to like better suit Araragi. We start pulling up on Hanakawa. Black Hanakawa lent us a helping paw. Yeah, we keep saying Black Hanakawa. So like, why in the OP is it not Black Hanakawa as the mirror self? I don't know. She would never do such a thing. Oh yeah, so it's like the question of who sent her. This kind of yeah, right there. So that's another thing to keep in mind. Are they saying that it's kiss shot? Maybe. I mean, I could see that being the case. Oh my goodness, can I get the subtitles? Why did they randomly fade out, bro? Yeah. There's also... Give me my subtitles, man. Hello? I'm plotting... Okay, there we go. Did I mute it? Oh my goodness, I am so off my rocker right now. There we go. But yeah, so going into the kiss shot, though, should be exciting. It's crazy because we've only ever known kiss shot as a vampire, of course. So for her to be, like, her subconscious to be human... It's like, is that some, like, crazy remnant of her when she was a human? Because, like, of course, before she was a vampire, she had to have been a human, right? Unless she was, like, an original vampire. I don't remember exactly if that was touched on in her lore. If she just kind of appeared out of vampire myth, or if I assume she was a human first. Wait, we've never heard about her master, though. Oh my goodness, Kiss Shot, what is going on with you? I don't even know. But yeah, I mean, if the question of where's the human like subconscious coming from, or is that more so like a sentiment of how she acts in this world post all this like Araragi character development? That could also make sense, you know. So I'm curious what they're gonna do with that. That should be an interesting idea. Wait, what was that? I suspected that she didn't have a very high opinion of me. Oh wait. Oh yeah, he's hypothesizing what led to this, where he didn't like. Let's see. Right in his world there was a fire. True. Getsu boss a tiger to Megalol. The fact that she was still taking me there meant it was still standing in this world. That's true. And now it's the castle. Talking about the cram school. It is possible that Shinobu did not reside in my shadow over here. Well, he still doesn't know that she's a human, so a lot of this, you know, take with a grain of salt. Where, like, I don't know if she actually lived with Oshino in the classroom all this time. The thing is, we can't make any assumptions, Araragi. We literally, this world is been told to us to be paradoxical. You know what I mean? Like, we can't make a single assumption about, like, oh, I wonder what events led to this happening. Because, like, they don't have to make sense. That's, like, kind of the entire point, you know? So we're just gonna confuse ourselves, man. Like, I guess at least with Sodachi, it's like, oh, like, I guess she makes some sense because it's like a what if we adopted her thing. So it's very clearly like that. I also love the vagueness being like I think it's a spiritual successor callback to the, to Koyomi Bath still, bro. The whole, like, the vagueness of the mirror, bro, that's facts. That's literally what that one Koyomi episode was, like, about, man. I love it. But yeah, Shinobu, what's gonna happen? I don't know. Let's jump into episode 4. I'm ready. I'm ready. Call me SpongeBob. Call me SpongeBob. I'm ready. Okay. Episode 4. Let me take a sip of my drink. What is it, you might ask? It's water. Oh, indirect kiss. So romantical. Okay. Episode 4. Let's get this going. In a 3, a 2, a 1. Bang. Does that sound like normal speed to you? 1.0 speed? Okay, bet. Wow, okay, opening with the OP. Interesting. Just on max volume. Let me turn it up. For myself. My possibilities. Your possibilities. And why are we talking about possibilities, bro? Possibilities? What do you mean? Yeah, possibility. How does possibilities have to do with the arc if we're talking subconscious? Because I've talked about a lot of the, alternate path type business. This is a very sick OP too. So yeah, it's very interesting to me. Like, why are we talking possibilities? I mean, a lot of these things are possibilities. Like, Sodachi's a straight up alternate possibility thing, but it's like manifest, the way it like manifests is because of her desire. We're told is her desire to be with the Araragi family rather than anything else, right? So, let's just see. I don't know. Why are we talking about Ononoki? Okay. No Shinobu silhouette? Ooh, Karm. Oh, it's flipped. Can exist in this world that kin shouldn't be able to either. Yeah, we just contradicting ourselves like constantly. Facts. I do like that. That is such a fun. Oh, okay, yeah, I get it. So is it, yeah, is it like her human self before that? That would be pretty pogged. Yeah, okay, okay. Good, good, good. Sometimes vampires are weird, depending on the vampire myth. I'm glad they're answering this. Yeah. Oh, she was actually a princess. What the heck? Oh, bet. Inner self? I don't know, that terminology is something that's crazy to me. I don't know how I feel about that terminology, man. Inner self is a crazy terminology, but we'll let it slide. She a royalty. Oh! Facts. Okay. Inner self, huh? Gentleman. That's not what Ononoki was saying. Yeah, that's not what Ononoki was saying. Ononoki's trolling, though, yeah. What is she requesting? That's who my inner self is. Well, yeah, this would make sense. This would make sense. Yeah, I was confused at the last episode when he said that it was Ogi. It was like, no, it's not Ogi, bro. But I have the OP diff, so okay. This is so weird. She sounds so different than she normally sounds. It's also weird that this is where the cram school was, right? Why is the... Hmm. Quite the fake. Okay. It's all about perspective. It's the alien. It's just an alien, man. That's a shame. That is a shame. Crushing the throat. Bro's so devoted to her royally right now. He looks like he's about to break. What do you mean by break? How? What do you mean by break? Was that a ring on her finger? Bro is way too devoted. He is so quick to like devote himself to someone. Oh my goodness. Yeah, break out, bro. Great influence that your existence in this world has upon it. What might that be? She said you're bad for this place. Impropriety? I love that word. That's one of my favorite words. Oh, we're actually getting to see her face? No, only our lips. I'm the disaster for this world. Whoa, I'm not the victim of a disaster. The disaster's a victim of me. That's crazy! Okay, sorry. That's actually cooking. That's actually kind of good. Kind of double genitive type. I like it. Mm. You're not the yeah. Well, you can be the victim and the perpetrator. Like there's no reason those things can't coexist. But I'll let it slide. I think I like it. I like what we're doing. I like it. I sorry. Okay, lock in. Oh, so is he's causing transfer like the world's bending to him somewhat? See the world dude, they're bending to him. That's crazy. Would this happen with anybody or is Araragi built diff? It feels like Araragi a built diff, man. How much do you mean that, bro? She was trolling, bro. Yeah. Stupid. And worse if it wasn't. Good line. That is such a good line. That is so true, actually. That's really I feel like that's how the show works, bro. That is such a good example. Here, you're so quick for this, bro. Is this the you breaking thing? Yeah, yeah, I think this is the breaking thing. Is he trying to like double down on being the victim stuff? What is happening? No, no, he's trying to atone. Oh my goodness, this is weird. This is crazy. Yeah, we gotta squat up. As you have done for me. Oh, goodbye. Team Rocket. Yeah, can we? What happened there, bro? You get overwhelmed by her glory. Do you mean that like anyone? Yeah, that is such a crazy like experience. I don't. She's dangerous, bro. You would have killed yourself instantly. Yeah. Well, I like this music. Ooh, good music. Good music. According to your hypothesis, that was simply her inner self. Whoa. Inner self, not a reflection of the truth, or not a thing of the truth. What do you mean by that? What? She's sneaking. Is that a Joan of Arc reference? Great Wall of China? Bet. This music is very nice. I very much like this music. Very soft. Shut up. What does that even mean? I'm racking them up. Let's go. What are you yapping about? Or just run away fast enough. Ogi, Ogi, Ogi. Yay, Ogi. Yay. Ogi's my clutch. We just haven't met Ogi yet, right? So it's gotta be our ogre. Ogres. Ogres. You're kitten kitten. No, what about ogres? Wake up, I'm trying to change my clothes is crazy. No, I don't. I appreciate that she was pretty reserved with that. It was just a little tummy action. Oh, she's starting to get upset. She's starting to get upset. Was that what that was? I think that was her starting to get upset a bit. Yeah, she's starting to get pissed. Hmm. Is she taller? That'd be kind of funny. No, she's still short. Okay. I thought maybe she'd be slowly growing as like her influence. All right. Top of the morning. Top of the morning. How does the Jacksepticeye intro go? Top of the morning. Oh my goodness. Whoa, why are we in front of a mirror? Is something crazy gonna happen? What are you doing to me, bro? Stop washing me. What do I think? This is freaking me out. It reminds me of the nightmare sequences a little bit. It's got that crazy, like that weird, like, kind of liminal music in the background is kind of throwing me off. On top of action that's like somewhat normal on the surface, but we know that there's like a dark underbelly to like him even being here. Though not with Tsukiki, because Tsukiki kind of the same in both, right? So if anyone should interact with him, it is Tsukiki. Dude, I would hate that so much. I'm literally just falling straight backwards. You're getting slammed. Clean face is a clean slate. Ooh, drinky drink. He little smiler. Oh my goodness, he was smiling in there. Was that him? Wait, what? Ow, 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 my eye. How did those just fall? Oh, she's going to the shower. That happened, huh? That was like a Marvel quip. My fault, Ononoki. The gate isn't... Hey, wait, what? Oh, the smile in the mirror. Okay, the smile in the mirror. The smile in the water's reflection. Real, real, real. No, okay, yeah, that was the point. That's kind of... yeah, that's what I am. In the water this time instead of the mirror. I love it. Oh, you were washing your face. Wait, good point. I didn't think about that. A clean face is a clean slate, she said. Is it him trying to clean slate that causes that? Clean slate equal reflection on the subconscious? This is so interesting. The like subconscious Well, I guess that's just his hypothetical. It's saying it's the subconscious, but like is getting like contaminated by the conscious, you know? Okay, Copenhagen. What? Yeah, give me the refresher, bro. Oh my goodness. Once we observe it, something changes. Please no. Okay, thank goodness. I don't want to deal with any quantum nonsense. I don't want to deal with that. That's too much. Okay, so we are just trolling. Okay, bet. Thank goodness. Make this world your world. Oh, cause you'll make each other's worlds that. He's probably contaminating your world as much as you're contaminating his. Like low key on the sleaze. This is a good point though. This is something I've been asking about. Like, to what degree should he go home? Making everyone uncomfortable. She did call it negative though. She did call it negative. That went so fast. Okay. Shinobu I'm talking about, right? You'd probably wind up somewhere in between. She a guard monkey. Hmm. Yeah? Yeah, admit it to yourself. That may be worth a thought. I've left too many things in my world to live my life out in this one. Man, so he admits though that he's tempted a little bit. Tempted a little bit by that idea of being able to live out the good ending in big air quotes of Sodachi, right? Wait, she chillin'? Oh, she's straight chillin'. It's funny that she's referring to the other one as the real one, which is fair given. You're assuming what if he pulls up? Yeah, if one pulls up on the other while the other hasn't left, because I would assume that they would both switch at the same time, but that's not even necessarily the case. You know what I mean? Where like, yeah, what if one just joined the other and we had two Araragis? Or two Ogies. Poggers. Okay. 5 hours? Infinite Ogie glitch. You just keep duping them. Okay, get in there, get in there. Please tell me you got at least 5 seconds. You can't immediately come on an Okie square up. Okay. Wait, we actually did it. Okay, bet. It's been a minute since we've been in here. It's not about the water. It's about your reflection. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay. Okay, okay. He just straight chilling while Company was wrecking things in the... Hello? Oh, Company's mom? Why are you in my bath, random boy? Oh, she got a little... What's up, Gontoe? You're weird. You're scary already. Dude, she got the, like, highlights in her hair, bro. Yeah, that's about what I expect. Her immediately being ready to throw hands. Okay, dude, where's Ogi gonna be? I thought Ogi was gonna be between her and Araragi. I thought Ogi was gonna be the stopgap. No, Ogi's gonna come later, bro. Frick, where's my Ogalicious, bro? Where's my Ogalicious, bro? It's dude, the line that's so crazy to me about this whole thing was the like the truth to inner self thing. They said, I want to grab the wordage. Because the inner self thing is something that, like, I immediately am like, I'm really scared of that language. But then he said something later that, like, was like, okay, maybe, what do you mean by inner at that point? Because I feel like people usually, like, idolize the inner as being more truthful, but I think they kind of spoke against that. So, I don't know. I won't forget every encounter and every goodbye. It's funny because they are literally forgetting, right? Just by Araragi being here. Please don't ever change. Yeah, look, even Hanakawa there is like a different Hanakawa. So what is going on there, man? So, like, okay. Let me grab a couple lines, okay? The whole, like, I'm gonna kill myself thing was, I don't even know what to make of that. That was, like, nobility that brings you to the point of, like, wanting to die for them. It's like, so it's kind of like a flashback to the idolization of Hanakawa leading to him wanting to throw his life at it, but how different is it? It's gotta be pretty different, right? Because it's like, is it an excuse for him to throw his life away? Or is it like he is literally like being like enraptured to the point of being willing to throw his life away? What's even the difference? I think it's more the enrapturing, but like, yeah, you get overwhelmed by her glory and want to die. Well, I guess it's stated that way. And want to die. Well, it's want to die for her, right? Yeah, I must atone I must atone for her rudeness with my death. Dude, he is such a, like, he becomes a slave so quick here. But I guess I think Ononoki was speaking with like a plural you, right? Where it's like, I don't think this is she specifically talking about you, Araragi? This is how you would respond to her, or she does this to everybody. I was kind of getting the impression of, yeah, look, it's dangerous to talk to the princess too long. Like, I think that's a broader statement than it's dangerous for you to talk to the princess too long. So in that way, it's like a little different, right? Where, like, simply put, you get overwhelmed by her glory and start wanting to die. I don't think she means that by you, Araragi. I think she means more so by you, the person, right? But in this case, it's referring to Araragi, of course. But I don't think it's exclusive to him. So that's something to remember, I suppose. Well, I don't know. It's so, dude, I don't know. That was so weird to watch. That was so strange to me, man. The way, dude, the look in his eyes, him like fighting against it, that's kind of scary, man. I kind of liked it. I kind of like the Princess Shinobu terrifying, bro. It's got some good energy. Like, that's kind of a fun character concept. Like, royalty that is, like, so, the royal, like, the nobility is so strong that there's, like, an aura where people immediately want to die for it. Like, they become so fiercely devoted that, like, the gap between, like, my life and whatever worth I have and how much you matter grows so large that, like, immediately it's like, I will kill myself just so that you don't have to feel bad, so you don't have to apologize to me, so that you know that, like, no, it's like, I want to say sorry to you and this is the greatest way I can, kind of thing. It's a super cool concept, right? Though applying it to Araragi is just tough because it's like, we're back to suicide again, bro. Okay, I do want to grab, stop waking. Where was that line about truth, bro? Was it in here, man? It must have been in here. Oh my goodness, I gotta find it in between all this mumbo jumbo, man. It was the craziest line. So some of this was, okay, so this was important. Big bro Oni-chan. Okay, that's who my inner self is. Is it not Oki-chan? Yeah. Because that would like Araragi, like the thing with it being like it literally can't be Ogi unless you admit that like Ogi was originally from the mirror world and already crossed over like 10 years ago or like like a while ago, which to be fair I think would have been like is a pretty reasonable thing to think. I think that's pretty cool. I think I mentioned something like that at one point. I don't remember if I did though. But who cares about memory? Memory's stupid anyways. But it doesn't quite work though, because like you straight up looked in the mirror and saw yourself looking back at you. You didn't see Ogi in the reflection. Your reflection was you. So for like when you literally saw it and the reflection was acting weird. So for that to be like it's like we straight up saw that it wasn't Ogi. So like the idea always has kind of been weird. Though I do somewhat like the idea that Ogi has always been like that our Ogi has always been the mirror Ogi and maybe vice versa. I think that could be cool. Wouldn't that be cool? Yeah, man. Right? That Ogi's original identity is from the mirror world or something like that. But like that brings in too many. I don't think that would work at all. I think it's a cool concept. I don't think it would work though because Araragi being here makes everyone bend to him to becoming more like their conscious self, right? And so I would assume that Ogi being in the conscious world, if she was really from the mirror world, would have a similar effect on people, right? That it would bend everyone to some degree in a way that would have been like more obvious, more evident. So for that reason, I don't think it's the case. I think it's a cool idea, but I don't think it's the case at all, right? Unless you say that Araragi's unique in that perspective, which kind of I already think that, but still I wouldn't. I think it's a fun idea, but I wouldn't push it super far at this point. Give me that like inner self, true self mumbo jumbo. Let me see if I can find that. That is definitely the line that's most important to me. I will literally search to the ends of this episode. This world. Okay, wait. Blah blah blah. Why are we doing the ritual of like the? Wait, what is this? Is this a bowing ritual? I don't know what this is with the little cup. I don't know. This word may yeah. But to us, it's real. Oh wait. Okay, yeah. This isn't what I'm looking for, but I do want to read this. Oh wait, what is going on here? Oh, it's all reversed. All right, I give up. Yeah, not happening. A balance that you have placed in jeopardy. Yeah, just by being here, you're throwing it all off. Though Ononoki did say later in the end that perhaps a middle ground could be found if he just stayed here. That would be like closer. Which is like he's getting the opportunity to like live an alt life, right? Which is really interesting. Dude, where was it? It's dangerous. Presence, human, transcended, suicide points, Pog. I feel like there was another conversation. Maybe in here is where it was. Right after the little like like right here maybe. Dude, where was it? As Shinobu described it. Oh, yeah. So, I mean, here we're seeing the negative influence play out with Sodachi. I feel like there was an entire scene that I dreamt. I'm confused. Dude, did I dream a scene? I'm gonna watch the recording back, and I'm gonna have fallen asleep for 6 minutes in the middle of the episode and just dreamt a scene, bro. The whole, like, inner self, true self thing. I don't know. I feel like it wasn't in... Maybe it was right at the beginning. It must have been, right? Right before we actually pulled up? No, but we immediately pulled up. Dude. Oh. No. I've already read this. Frick. Okay. Just go right to the beginning. Just play this a little bit. I feel like there was an extra scene somewhere in this chunk in the beginning before we left with Ononoki, but also, like, not the freaking scene with Shinobu, and that's where this came from. So maybe it's right here. Okay. Wait. Run it back. This is important. Run it back. Oh, she calls him Oni-chan because the devil part doesn't make sense because vampire stuff. Boom. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Paradox. Yep. Contradictions. Agreed. We're just letting them fly at this point. Okay. Iron-blooded, cold-blooded. She was a human. Nobility. Crazy. Dude, this is like a mimetic kill agent, bro. You look at this image and you die. That's how powerful she is, bro. He's like getting knighted. Why is she such a noble aura? It's weird because this is like a... Well, I guess it's like a this isn't oddity stuff, but it's like something that has like extreme power or something. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. I'm curious what to make of this. Dude, okay. Gentleman, I can't get read on this guy. It's not Ogi. Maybe Ononoki was trolling. I really like that line where it's like, it's bad if Ononoki was trolling. It's worse if she wasn't. Because I don't know. I feel like it's like he'll like throw like that. I feel like it's something that happens a lot with the show, maybe, where it's like you throw out a surface level bad, like a bunch of like fan service or like nonsense, and it's really like, oh, I'm horrible, but it's really trying to hide something worse. That's kind of fascinating, right? Because here, with the Ononoki thing, it's like, the Ononoki is saying that he's like a, panty-stealing pervert or whatever, but it would be worse. Oh, wait, no. Wait. No. Rephrase. She could be joking about it, but it would be worse if it's true. No, wait, it's a little different. It's a little different in my head. Wait. Straighten it out. Okay. So, yeah, because it's if it was true, that would really suck. If it's just a joke, that would suck a little bit. Okay. I have lost... My train of thought was going in the wrong direction, so emergency brake. We gotta talk fast, because we're gonna die. And by we, I mean you. Okay, I think I would quite like to become a devil. But that would be the fake. All about perspective. Which is an interesting, like... It's one of those things where it's like... That I've talked about previously, is like, what does Araragi owe to this world? Or like, if somebody asked for his help here, then what would... Like, he would be obligated to do it, right? Because it's still the Araragi we know and love, I would imagine. So, like, I think even seeing that, like, oh, to them, I'm the fake, right? That, like, new realization of perspective. Maybe is this like a way of him trying to like view himself more objectively or something? Where it's like, let me look at myself from outside myself by throwing myself in an environment where people, to see what influence I have on people if I'm different. I don't know. Abandon. I swear there was another scene in here somewhere, bro. Okay, right here. Let's just hear her yap a bit more. Okay, you're literally this guy. She's like, yeah, I want you to go home. And he's like, oh my goodness, I also wanted to go home. Our thoughts are intertwining like the sacred threads of fate. Like, chill. It's not that big of a deal. Presuming to read her thoughts, maybe it will be an affront deserving of death. Bro, just speak. It's not that hard. Trust. I swear there was an extra scene here. I'm actually gonna go mad. I don't like it when people play the victim. Yeah, and that's an interesting throw-in as well, that he's actually the disaster. Dude, you know the real issue? The real problem is I'm gonna find it when I'm, like, editing, and I'm not gonna find it now, and it's gonna kill me. Because it was literally so important to me. Just, like, can I just, like, find a list of the subtitles? Okay, I might have to pause. I might have to pause the recording here. I found a search function! Oh my goodness, I'm goated. Okay, I'm goated. I found a search function. Oh my goodness, wait, this is revolutionary for all yapping. This is revolutionary. You just go subtitles, browse. I type inner, because I'm looking for inner self. Okay, 3:26 and 10 minutes. 10:30. Okay, 2:30, 3:30, 10:30. Okay, bet. 2:30. Go. This was the first mention of inner self. Okay. A princess born from nobility who lived in a castle. Kind of princess where the castle was part of the package. That was her other side. Oshino Shinobu's inner self. I will hold my tongue just to see how he continues to elucidate on what inner self means. Okay. Here. Oh, he's trying to analyze who is it. He's like, oh, that's who my inner self is? Yeah, we've heard that. Okay, 10:30. 10:30. Okay, so it was in this scene. Okay, bet. Okay. Pop player, work with me. Thank you. Give me my subtitles. Okay, according to your hypothesis, that was simply her inner self. Not the representation of the truth. Okay, that's where I'm caught. What does that mean? Run back the conversation like a bunch. Okay. Run it back a lot. This is so important to me. So that's who Shinobu was as a human. Facts. Or not facts, maybe. Because he's saying, okay, she was a princess. We got a taste of what she was when she was a human. And that's when Ononoki says, no, she might not have been like that when she's a human. What we saw was simply, according to your hypothesis, just her inner self. Not necessarily the events as they happened. Okay. So, truth in this case is referring to, like, historical truth, right? Like, it's not the events as they played out. This is not literally what she is or was as a human. The truth of her as a human, I think, is what that truth is referring to, which is different than, like, some sort of a truth about the self, right? So I think the inner self still maintains the connotation of being more true than the outer self, right? Is that connotation here? I don't know if I'm projecting that connotation here or not. Because my like thing, because like take this. Shinobu. Hi Shinobu. That was her other side, Oshino Shinobu's inner self. You're telling me that the I don't like inner self. I hate like inner because it implies something that the rest is exterior and more distant from the core or something, which then like embroils it in like some level of like falsehood or non-truthfulness or something like that. And which is like then this idea that like, oh, she has the true inner self core, you know, at the core of her being, at the very core, and that is her inner self, and that's the human. And the Shinobu we've been seeing, vampire Shinobu, the rest of it, that's not her inner self. That is not reflective of her, how she actually is, or something like that, right? That's kind of the sentiment that I feel. I don't know if that's actually here though, which is where I'm bothered. Because if it's here, then I'm opposed. But if it's not here, then I'm not opposed. You know what I mean? And opposed is imposed is an entire thing. But it's because it throws some weird thoughts into what Shinobu is. Like if I view her as like, oh no, the Shinobu I've known is not really like her inner self, right? It's just what was on the surface that like we've actually saw. Then it like it's saying that like I never actually really knew Shinobu because all along her inner self was one of princess, right? And human royalty or whatever, right? But it's like that's not the Shinobu we know, you know? And you can always say like oh well, you never actually are going to get to know anybody perfectly. You could throw in one of those, but I don't know. That doesn't really solve my issue here, right? Or like apply that to like Sodachi. That's like this idea then that like her inner self, because it's not. I would say that I don't like inner self. I'd prefer to just say like exactly what was described originally in episode 3, where it's like this was simply her desire to be part of the Araragi household. Like desire, right? Look at this. If the inner self were to emerge, because inner self. Let me do another little subtitle search for inner here on episode 3. If the inner Karen were to surface, that's how she would look. Her appearance isn't new. It's the manifestation of her inner imbalance. Inner imbalance, because yeah, then it's like there's an imbalance that we can't see, but it's there. And, well, let me just keep going. If her inner self were to emerge, that's how she would appear. We're talking about Hachikuji right here. Any more inner selves? No, that was it. It was just Karen and Hachikuji. How that was the only times they brought in that terminology. Stop my ice cream, do not eat. Oh, that's funny. You can see all the It's funny. The subtitles are also the ones they put on screen as opposed to just the ones at the bottom with the way it browses. That's cool. Because yeah, then it's this like idea that like, because like take it this way, right? Like we're trying to view Sodachi, we're trying to understand Sodachi, right? Which Sodachi is the real Sodachi, right? Is it the inner self that just wanted to be, a sister to Araragi, right? Let me see it. Let me see how he phrases it so I can just yoink that. That never before seen carefree personality in her close relationship with the Araragi family. Is that the because I'm trying to bridge it from inner to real, which is perhaps that's something that can be poked out, of course, on its own. But like, just follow me there, right? Like, is the real Sodachi the inner one, right? The one we're seeing here in the mirror, or the one in the real in the conscious world, right? Her like outer self or whatever. I guess the entire point of the mirror world is that like the real one is the one you're with. You know what I mean? Like, because they do say real. They're actually bringing up the word real quite a bit. Like, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm gonna overuse this function so much. Holy crap! Give me real. Give me real. I know you said real at least once. Wait, where did you say it? No, but they were saying like the maybe truth. I misspell it twice. Okay, subtitle browser is broken. Never using that again. No, but they were saying like, oh, right here, right? The whole balance, right? This world that seems to you a fake filled with contradictions and absurdities, it's the real one for me and you're the fake kind of deal, right? And that's what Ononoki implies later. Yeah, right? And so, man, it's crazy that they're asking that in question. Because I don't know how they're going to answer it. Because this is just a crazy question to throw out. Because then it's that thing of, like, which one's real, right? That's the question that Araragi's having to deal with. In the subconscious world, the subconscious people view each other as the real ones. And then in the conscious world, the conscious people view each other as the real ones. So it's like, it's simply a matter of perspective, I suppose. But I'm not satisfied with that, because if we're really truly viewing this as a subconscious thing, then like the Araragi that's consciously walking around is carrying with him his reflection, right? Same with all these characters. The noble Shinobu in our conscious real world, and I say real, I shouldn't say that, but in our conscious world, I would assume is within her in the subconscious, carrying all this stuff of nobility and whatnot. So then to divide it like this, well, inversion. So inversion doesn't mean a cut. Well, I guess that's not a divide. It's just an inversion. It's just weird. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's because they're not cutting it into two separate parts. They're inverting it. So both are real. That would have to be my answer, right? That both are real, right? That the Sodachi. Yeah, okay. So I think I would have to say that both are real, right? We're making it a matter of perspective, but because we've transferred worlds, but in all like totality or whatever, like if we actually look at it, then the subconscious is carried within the conscious, and I would assume vice versa, right? Like the inversion, it's still within you. It's not that you're cut out and you're two separate beings, the conscious and the subconscious. Pause. It's that both are within the person. It's just whatever's at the forefront is the difference, right? So both of them are real. It's just a matter of who's in charge or who's presenting, let's say. Okay. And so that was what my answer would be. But then that makes me like, whenever we have a character like Sodachi, that acts extraordinarily counterintuitive, or like counter to how she normally acts, and like, how does Ononoki say it? Blah blah blah. Right, a little before this, simply resign yourself to your fate, and your lovey-dovey life with Sodachi can start tomorrow. Right, so it's like, he's being made to choose. So it is kind of dividing it in that way a little bit, but it's not. I don't know. It's weird. This is so weird. This is so abstract and strange. I'm kind of here for it. It's just breaking my brain a little bit, man. It's hard to like fully comprehend. You know what I mean? I think maybe I'm bringing into reality too much. Reality is catching up with me. I'm fighting for my inner child's custody. I forget how it goes. That's a Kanye verse. That is so random. I'm pretty sure that's a Kanye verse. Yeah, I'm almost certain. Weird. Okay. Inner child, Hachikuji. Oh my goodness, Kanye watched Monogatari. Real. Okay. That's what drove him mad. But yeah, it's this thing where, like, we have these characters that are very, like, counterintuitive. I would say both are real. In which case I have to say that the Sodachi in this world is as real as the Sodachi in the other world, right? I'm just trying to cut to, like, Sodachi being all Sodachi. Was that episode 2? Oh no, here. Oh my goodness, Sodachi, just Sodachi at me. Can I get some Sodachi action? No, yeah, give me, like, the Sodachi introduction. Yeah, so this is real. It just feels so fake. And though my problem is she says it feels like a lie. No, this is foreshadowing for what we just learned. Okay. The reason it feels like a lie to her is because this didn't actually happen. But that's the thing. That's where reality that's where seeing this as real breaks for me. Because reality is not determined by subjective perspective. It's determined by reality, I would assume. Right? That's kind of like, it's kind of a metaphysical type beat, right? Where it's like, I'm not gonna say, this isn't real, okay? It's real to a degree, but the world isn't real. It's filled with contradictions. None of this stuff actually happened, right? Well, I guess it kind of, oh my goodness, did it actually happen? No, it's happening, but like, oh my goodness, it's like that thing that I was saying that one time, trust, about Araragi, where like, what does he owe to the real world versus like the mirror world kind of thing, where it's like maybe it's trying to call me out on like a bias I have towards the real world, or at least I should say the conscious world, right? So who am I to say that the mirror world is any less real? Because my argument is that the mirror world is less real because the events didn't actually transpire and there are contradictions. You know what I mean? She never actually it's almost like a Last Thursdayism approach, where it's like, I don't even know if she existed before the mirror thing happened. You know what I mean? Because if you have a world of contradiction, then how does like sequential events take place? You know what I mean? I feel like that would start to break apart. Like, logic starts to break apart in this world that's been very explicitly stated. And so I'm calling upon logic as proof of reality, but that's kind of non sequitur. Like, who's to say that logic actually begets reality? What if reality is non-logical? You know what I mean? It's just, I'm biased. I'm going to be biased towards logic because that's the way I maneuver through reality in my world, but that's not an argument that this world is any less real. It's just bias. So in that way, it calls me into the age-old question of, okay, like Araragi. This is where me and Araragi are opposites. Usually I'm literally Araragi. Here we're having an opposite. Because he says, I think in episode 3, that right here, can be none other than my natural enemy. He would say that it's his alternate, for lack of a better term, the underside, right? His inner self is his natural enemy. I'm like the complete opposite, where I'm terrified to, like, I would view my inner self, any version of myself, as equal to myself, right? Where, like, I'd be terrified to ever, like, neglect a part of myself, you know what I mean? So, like, I'm falling into the hole where Araragi, as Mirror Man in the mirror, we're just singing today. Araragi, like, looking into reflection, if we start to accept that the mirror world is as real as the real world, and only our bias is changing, our perspective gives us a bias that is why we're claiming things as real or fake, but in reality they're both real, to the same degree, then all of a sudden I, like, would do anything for this world in the same way that I would do anything for my own. You know what I mean? Like, the barrier breaks between the two in a lot of ways. Yeah, where it's like I don't know. I'm starting to it's like reality self-talk. Please no, anything but that. I guess it's the coolest thing, or like not the coolest. A thing that is going on though is that like there's like some sort of like balance that's out of whack. Through him being here, he's called a negative influence. Memories are being faded and the like. So it's almost like it's like a yin and yang balance type beat where it's like even if both are real, that doesn't mean that this should be here, that he should be in this realm. Which would then give him a reason to go back to his own. So that still like stands. But I could just never see this as like this changes so much if we accept this as fully real. Because then it's like, what does that mean for like how do I interact with how do I view Sodachi anymore, right? Because this is like an alternate like the events that take place here, right? Like her like this is a really good example actually. The wakey gimmick. This is like a callback to the Fire Sisters waking him up, right? And so that's based on the idea that like, oh, she's lived here for so long that they have like patterns similar to him and the Fire Sisters because she is basically a sister at this point, right? And she's like doing like, ooh, a little striptease, you know, like it's they're doing all those gags because she's lived here for so long, right? And so, but in the conscious world, all this stuff is, all the subconscious is the desire to be in the Araragi family, right? Oh no, this was episode 3 I'm thinking of. I want to believe that the far-fetched happiness is what she wanted from... So it's about her desires, it's about what she wanted. Or at least that's what Araragi... Even Araragi talking about Sodachi got a little bit of that ambiguity, you know? But yeah, so like... In that way, it's like in the conscious world, there's a limit to what this means. It's simply her desire. And so we're seeing in the inversion, in the mirror world, we're seeing her desire for this happiness or whatever reflected, but then it's expounded on. You know what I mean? It's a lot more is extrapolated off of it, where now there's all these gimmicks and these habits, and she's acting as if she were a sister, you know? That is so much more than just the desire to be a sister or to be part of that thing. There's like this like secondary like property that like emerges out of it. And that's what's like, that's where I'm like, I can't, like, that's where I'm like, is that real? You know what I mean? Or like her doing this action to Araragi, like, let's say Araragi isn't here, right? Because this is her doing what she would normally do to subconscious Araragi, you know? Are you telling me that subconscious Sodachi is like, is doing these like sisterly games with Araragi? Like, in the conscious world, you know, these things are like locked away inside of them or whatever. That's kind of how the subconscious is within them, doesn't fully manifest. But you're saying that like these things are going on within Sodachi? That it's more than just a desire, it's like the actual playing out? Yeah. Because, yeah, I would... But that who's to say that this isn't just analogy? That's the thing. That's why it leads me to think that this could be just analogy, where it's like taking these things as they literally happen, I don't know if I want to do, as much as I just say that this, like her acting as a sister, is analogy for the desires that her subconscious represents. The issue is that then I'm saying that the oddity stuff is all analogy. Right? That this isn't literally that like, well, I'm not saying necessarily that it's analogy, because this could be happening in this instance because Araragi's here as an observer, as a conscious Araragi, but it's more so saying that that it's not like these actions aren't literally happening when things are normal, and Araragi's in conscious Araragi's in conscious Araragi world, subconscious Araragi's in subconscious Araragi world. If those things are happening when things are normal, I don't know if I believe that more so. And take that as just as real. Because then, like, this occurrence, which is regular, is just as real as Sodachi hating Araragi in the real world. Where that doesn't quite click for me as, like, you know? It's like we're giving the subconscious too much at that point. Which is why I want to make it into analogy. But then the only way I can do that is that then the mirror world is a branch off a moment. Well, it is a branch off a moment. It was described as a branch off a moment. So, like... that even makes this world less, right? That makes the world less real if it's a branch off a moment, as I think Hachikuji described. I don't remember exactly where. I think branch was the terminology. Oh, wait. I have the wrong subtitle selected, maybe? Is that why? No. Browse. Branch. Why isn't it scanning properly anymore? You know what I mean? What is going on? It's all about how much credence we give to this. Here we go. Branch. Frick. It just didn't give me anything. Maybe I have to go to the end to make the subtitles all play out, and then I can scan it. I think that's how it works. Yeah. Branch. Okay. What did they say? Time? Yeah. It was right here. Okay, bad. Got it. The world reflected was the moment I went out of sync with my mirror image. Right here. So when I stared into the mirror this morning, this was episode 1, so how true is this? But the world reflected was the moment I went out of sync with my mirror image. Okay. That particular moment in time and not all of history. So that makes it the case that before the mirror event happened, the subconscious world did not exist. The moment is when this was created. So to give it the same amount of real as the conscious world doesn't work for me anymore because it's a branch. It's based off of a moment in time. It's like the tree versus the branch on the tree, okay? The branch on the tree, even if it has some semblance of it's as much wood as the normal tree itself, as the trunk, but in its attachment to the trunk, it isn't attached to the soil. It's attached to the trunk. You know, it lacks the same rootedness that reality has, or that the conscious world has, that I'm viewing as reality. Yeah. Which is all to say why I'm throwing so much doubt, like why there's so much doubt for me on this world, you know? Though the Sodachi stuff isn't doubt in the way I was thinking, I think, at the beginning of the episode, as much as the things she's saying are her being contaminated by Araragi. Right? So we can slightly adjust that as like kind of my proof or evidence of like what is going on. It's not Sodachi as much. Maybe you could still make some argument there, but it's more so like the nature of this world is one that like doesn't seem I wouldn't want to give the same credence of reality as per the conscious world too. In which case this Sodachi, It's the imperfect mirror thing that she was saying. I'm actually going to bring her back. It's the imperfect mirror thing she was saying, right? That like even if this is somewhat true, there is just like the water bath. Oh my goodness. I think I just got hard. Just like the water bath, right? Where literally looking in the water bath, it was ambiguous and then you started to misconstrue information out of it, right? You started to misconstrue a bunch of nonsense. And then you saw something that wasn't actually there. That's what this world is. All this action with Sodachi isn't actually there. It is our perspective skewing us. Because this is not as real. I'm not giving it the same credence of reality. Because of the branch stuff, because of the stuff I've already mentioned, you know. That type of shenanaz. Yeah. Basically Pog. So it's the events, even if there is some basis in truth, in reflection of the individual, it is imperfect, and a lot of the actual events don't get the same amount of reality because A, mirrors are imperfect, right? That is a point made. B, it was based out of a moment in time. C, logic and contradictions. That one I'm biased towards as of someone that uses that to navigate through reality, or what I perceive to be reality, you know, metaphysics. But like, yeah, basically Pog. So yeah, that's where I'm at with that. What else even happened this episode? But yeah, so I think reflective, but not a perfect reflection. What that actually means, like putting it into like analyzing the show a bit differently, is that these it's like that thing where it's like Sodachi being all like happy or whatever. It's not. I don't view it nearly the same that I view Sodachi in the conscious world. Shrimple as, right? Like it just This is a part of Sodachi's subconscious that has been extrapolated upon, and that thing has been used as a foundation to construct an entire like a moment of faux reality, you know, in this mirror world where she's like family and such. None of this happened, okay? Living here would be living a delusion, right? It'd be living in the what if. It'd be living in the ambiguous continuation of the dream. your possibilities, my possibilities, right? It's called it. I think that's even maybe what the lyrics are referring to there. The continuation of the dream is probably what Ononoki was referring to with, hey, you can stay here type beat. Lost to yesterday. My possibilities, your possibilities, right? Like it would be living in a fake possibility built off of somewhat true foundation or somewhat real foundation of actual desire to be part of this household, but that is not meaning that this gets the same level of reality, which then lends it to be an alternate possibility, a dream, and the like. Basically, Pog. What else is even going on? Do I even have anything else to say on this episode? Where Kambadu's mom pulled up? She's scary, bro. She's already ready to swing. Of course, she pulls up straight naked. But just loud and proud. I'm sending you to the Great Brown. She literally comes in, buck naked, and says, tell me who you are or I kill you. Oh, yeah, I like it. Good energy. Good energy. Yo, why are you in my bath? I mean, I'd kill him too. Good move. But yeah. Ogi, how are you going to fit into this? That'll be interesting. The reflection of the... not reflection, because Ogi's not quite a reflection, but... the reflection of the shadow. There it is. The reflection of the shadow. Ooh, that's true, though. If you look in a mirror, your shadow's in a mirror. See my shadow? That's in a mirror, too. And I think Ogi's much... I would prefer the thematization of shadow much more than reflection, right? And so, in that way, yeah. Shadows appear in the mirror. Which would mean... that means Ogi appears in the mirror. I love it. Tsukihi, get off my back. Honestly, I'm freaking cooked. I'm not gonna lie, I'm also on, 2.5 hours of sleep. Yeah. I don't know if that was obvious. I never mentioned that, but my brain is definitely working in a different dimension than it usually does. Doesn't mean it's a better dimension. Hopefully it's not a worse one. Who gets to say? Not me. I don't know. Who knows? I'm lost. But yeah, this was a good episode. There's some really interesting questions going around. I'm really, 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 really curious how they're going to end it. I'm really curious what this world is going to mean. Right now, it almost feels like the start of something bigger. So, how does it conclude? You know what I mean? There's so many questions for me on what this all means. But I think I've hit somewhat stable footing to end the episode on, so I will be ending it here. Episode 4 of Owarimonogatari. On to the next, episode 5 should be very, very exciting. Of course, if you like the video, subscribe. If you are new, blah, 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 comment below if you have anything to say, or join the Discord and talk to me or other Owarimonogatari, Zoku Owarimonogatari, let me correct myself, fans there. Should be exciting. I will hopefully be seeing you then.